for inviting one more opportunity to interact with wonderful August audience. I'm happy to share, I'm right now in one of the premium, another IIM. Just I shared a conference. Past President Ramnath Govindji was here. I had an opportunity to interact with him, also wonderful conference on that. The topic what we are talking about, the global jargon. I would like to give some perspective of globalization, especially from the Indian perspective. Today, what's happening at the world-class brand Harley Davidson struggling to find business in India. It is not only happening for Harley Davidson, in fact, it is happening for Ford Motors too. Also, it is happening for General Motors. World-class brands are finding absolutely difficult to find struggle in India, even though the market is growing. And today, if we talk about world top-class 5 brands are there, available reach in India, but India's largest selling car, they are not top 5. The India's biggest brand like Mahindra, Tata, even some extent Suzuki, they don't have a world-class experience on the 4-wheeler, but today India is one of the biggest brand it is. Like that, what's happening in Indian market? Why world-class brands are struggling to India? Today, when you talk about international business, the concept which we found 20 years before, what we are in different. Because today, what's happening, the earlier jargon of business is all about think global, act local. That's what that Honda also do that. You know, when they do to enter into multiple countries, they used to customize the product, production, people, and reinvest the profit. That is a mantra for success for any globalization. Again, I'll repeat, customize your product, production, people, and reinvest the profit. But today, if we talk about, but something emerging things happening, India could able to produce last, if we talk about in few decades, more than 103 unicorn. Now we have mini unicorn, minicon, hectacon, and decacon. The number of companies which we are going to expecting Indian market because India has become building an entrepreneurial journey. So what's happening earlier before the market was, once upon a time, even if I want to buy a vodka, I will have to wait from Russia to buy vodka in Indian market. If I want to buy a wonderful leather products, it will be exported from India to Italy and again it will come back, I'll have to pay premium price. If I want to buy that good leather products, Italy, I have to depend. Same thing for perfume, Paris. Like that, the list will go on. Like for example, if I want to buy a mutual fund, I will have to go to Boston. And even if I want a good coffee, I'll have to go to Georgia if I want to get it in India. But today the story is different. You don't need to think global because today what is happening that you can act local, you can compete global. Because what, again, I'll repeat, think global, act local, that is an earlier jargon. But today what's happening is act local, we can compete global. The reason why I said, today if Bollywood comes to India, Hollywood comes to India, the success ratio may not be same, unless they don't customize to local. But today it is possible, India as Hollywood, Dollywood, Gollywood, you can name any wood, sandalwood, Bhojpuri, the number of movies what produced in India, highest in the world. And today what's happening is, sitting at anywhere in the corner of any rural village in India, in fact, I am interacting with one of the gentlemen, the company name called Zoho. You can write it down and search it out in Google, ZOHO. Today, the gentleman worked in Boston and he came to India, started his office in the rural part of Tamil Nadu, that is called Tenkasi district, and created a company called Zoho Technology. And today they are competing with Microsoft. Probably not with the volume what we are expecting it, but it is proved that the business model what we use from the sitting at the rural part of, same thing it is applicable even to Bangladesh. The small Dhaka, they could able to produce world-class denims. Now today they can able to produce world-class product. So today what's happening is acting local. Because today what's happening is, if you could able to customize, right? And today if you could able to customize with the help of digitization, with the help of technology, the conventional thought processes became, I don't say irrelevant, yes, making the things more competent, we can able to compete in the global market. Today, that's what happening. Today, world-class mobile, even BMW, Bavarian Motor Works, if they come to India, their majority components are made in India. And today the world-class brands, you can able to get customized. I don't say it is restricted to only Indian perspective. It can be done even from your own country if we could have able to have advantage. If they don't have advantage, they can build advantage. Right? Every country may not have that, but they'll have some DNA. We can try to do that and bring the complete ecosystem. If you could able to bring that ecosystem, if they think it global, that's what today that another G20 is going to happening in India. We already started in many conferences. What is going to be the future? We talk about one world, one family, one future. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. That is what that India is going to produce to the world, because we have to think global as a one market. Today, the LPG, liberalization, privatization, globalization, and today is become irrelevant. Today, entire world will have to see as a small market, and because if you have a good product quality, you can able to compete with anyone. In fact, another school of thoughts, why to compete? World is big, let's collaborate and grow together. You don't need to compete somebody and try to grow the market. That is not a good concept at all. And today, if we talk about Tesla, what could be the reason that Tesla became successful? Because Tesla could able to form an alliances with unnatural alliances with the unnumber of players. And that's why today the Tesla, even though he's not an engineer, he could able to launch a world-class future car from PayPal to that the city, what he made, Solar City, to Tesla to SpaceX. That is what the journey today, if we talk about what he has grown, how could he able to have a success? The success story in future is all about one word, alliances. Let form an alliances. Everybody have a certain strength. Let collaborate. Why can't grow together? Today, that is what happening. When McDonald's comes to India, they never come with that attitude, what they know in the global market. That's why Walmart failed in India. What could be the reason why Walmart failed? Because they couldn't able to customize it, because they couldn't able to connect with the Indian customer, but end of the day, they could able to buy the product of Flipkart for the 20 billion. The future is all about what? We could able to connect with the customer. And if we want to connect with the customer, McDonald's could have able to launch in Indian market absolute pure vegetarian product. Not only the vegetarian product, now in their portfolio, in their menu, they could able to add pure vegetarian rice flavored biryani. Vegetable biryani they are launching in Indian market. Why they are doing it? Now they launch it in India. They develop the menu for the global market. Because if you go anywhere in the world, you will find the Indian crowd. At least they can able to cater the crowd, what they can able to deliver. They could able to address it. And end of the day, Indian food store become global. And today, most of the international brands, maybe Starbucks may come with a filter coffee of South Indian flavor, possibility. Because today, if you see, now I was referring yesterday one of the finest video frame. And today, what's happening in America, everything imports from their world. But from India, they imports only the brain from IIT and IIMs. And today, if we talk about world-class brands of American brands, as the Indians are in the top, what we are doing it, they're spreading their culture value. So I would like to say to that, even if we go to global, if we have the cultural identity, if we could able to deliver it to the value addition to any part of the people, I am sure the success will be us. As far as we are not compelling to anybody in the world, let create the value, let collaborate together. Probably that 4 P's need to be reinvented. When I say 4 P's, that is product, price, place, promotion. Today, the outdated concept it is, don't give product to the customer, even if they are entering the global market. With the help of digitization, try to give, instead of product, try to give solution. Instead of price, talk about value. Instead of promotion, talk about educating the customer. Instead of distribution, talk about the reach, accessibility. And today, if we talk about Amazon, try to do the same thing in an Indian market. A to Z product, Amazon, most of the products are customized regionally and try to sell it to the regional market. That is what happening with Netflix, what they are doing, the content development. Majority markets are coming from Indian market. Same thing is happening for Facebook. You talk about any world-class product, that future market lies in Indian market, like, BRIC countries, Brazil, Russia, India, China, including they are trying to talk about South African countries. And today, what is happening is these emerging economies as the scope as well as future. There is an opportunity, there is a development. So these countries will give scope opportunities for the their creativity and innovation. Because today companies dive to the global market with the help of innovation. That innovation need to be driven, and it can be done in the developing economy with a lower cost, with a lower price, and they could able to deliver to the world problem solution at the single stage. So how much time do you have so that I can try to customize it, because I don't want to get anything from the David. So probably if you allow him, I can talk few more minutes, otherwise I can restrict myself. Sir, you have to unmute. You are muted.
Thank you very much indeed. Any questions?
Any questions are appreciated. Yeah.
Oops. Well, I have one, if I may. Many international countries are still trying to recover from the effects of the pandemic. What restrictions did that put on the India market when it comes to the sort of cluster cooperation programs that you had in place?
This is a fantastic question. I'm really happy you raised the point. Probably India is the only country during the COVID, the company name called Reliance Jio could able to make it in within 45 days, they could able to generate almost 1.5 lakh crore. Facebook invested 45,000 crore, close to $9 billion US dollar, less than 10% stake. The company himself could able to generate more than 1.5 lakh crore rupees during COVID. World-class brands could able to do wonderful business during COVID time in India. Many innovations are happening in Indian companies. They could able to supply to the global world, because whether it is a slowdown or meltdown or recession or even like a COVID, businessmen always find this is an opportunity never happen. This is the time to renovate. This is the time to create something new. This is the time where customer has a time to think something to buy. If you offer something value addition to the local product, to anything. So this is a great opportunity. Many Indian companies capitalized the market opportunity during COVID. But now market is picked up. Still our GDP is going more than 7% almost. Yesterday, World IMF is produced that, World Bank is also produced, expected. They increased that our GDP to 6.75% to close to 7% now.
Brilliant. Thanks. Thank you so much indeed. Really, really good. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Right. Well, thank you very much indeed. We are moving ahead of time.
David, because we have plenty of time, I think we may have some questions. Professor Srini, what a great keynote address, very thorough, and brought so many key concepts. What we have been witnessing recently, there is a movement towards anti-globalization, that for the last 32 years, especially since the collapse of Soviet Union, we have seen that fourth phase of globalization with many, whether it is nice or bad, I don't know, but there's so many new concepts, liberalizations, economic liberalization, political liberalization in all aspects of life. But it seems that, that if you look at the globalization current form of World Trade Organization and its ethos, it's violated by many the countries around the world. There is a tendency towards anti-globalization. Means, for example, price cap. Say for price cap of oil. So how do you see that type of movement? While we are focusing on globalization, but there is a tendency by some countries towards anti-globalization movement. It seems not working together.
So, in fact, I would like to give different perspective if you allow me. For an example, today, earlier days, God means, people always say God. What is God? Gold, oil, dollar. And today, what's happening is oil and dollar now replaced by the future alternative technologies like a EV vehicle. And today, the countries, OPEC countries which produce oil to the world, exporting countries, they realize that near future oil may not be the right source of the revenue to them. And today, what's happening is, today those countries are realized that they are changing their business model. I'm talking about not the companies are reinventing the business model. Even today, countries are reinventing the business model. Today, what will happen when you do as a oil that OPEC countries may not be the long term, because the product is already got substituted alternatives. So that is what is going to happen now. If every country moves to alternative energy, what will happen to the future of oil countries? They may not get still stronger in their businesses. Now they are focusing into the different businesses. And today, what is happening in the entire country, economy changes, political, geopolitics will change. The permutation combination, what we have experienced before, may not be the same thing in the near future. You already seen the Ukraine war. India could be able to buy the oil directly from Russia. We bypassed it, certain countries, nobody could be able to challenge it, because that even today, the transaction happening not through dollar. It is happening through INR with ruble. So that nobody can able to stop it. These are the changes inevitable, maybe today or may not be tomorrow, but day after bound to change. And the complete geopolitics is going to be the future game changer. And today we are seeing world as a one world. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Let live together, enjoy together. That is the future is all about. And today it's the right time to form together. Every country will have some advantage. Let's try to leverage it. And what all the advantage we can able to leverage together.
Thank you. Thank you. It's leading to another point to you. I think that is quite interesting. You can see for the last 3 decades, one of the greatest contributors of climate change or the environmental damage done by India and China. So with that pace of development of globalization, how do you see, what will be the implication for the governments to ensure that the environmental damage is managed? I'm talking about the Indian government. So your thoughts on it?
Sir, just Indian government started initiative that I'm sure during that Prime Minister leadership of Narendra Modi ji, that things are changing now. Now it is going to be the future. Climate change is going to be the next far against to that. And today only that global is facing a multiple challenges. I'm sure we can come together and we can try to approve that. That is what the government new agenda G20. You can come to know many things is going to happen. We already started geared up the activities in multiple forums, and the government is coming with. I'm sure this G20 will have some very strong message, because normally G20, if America talks about, they talk about their businesses. If Russia talk about, they talk about community, and there is a nature. But this G20 is talking to the world, one nation, one future. You will come to know some strong message is going to happen through this G20. Then everybody want to talk about save planet, triple bottom line approach, save planet, earth, money, everything is going to happen. At least the attempt will start. We'll work starting thinking together how to make true globalization, and that is already changes are happening in the government Indian initiatives.
Thank you.